Hello everyone, Johnny Thunder, EAS&Weather here with a severe weather update. You'll have to excuse me, I'm a little congested today, so just bear with me here in the video. I actually have a little headache because I fell on ice last night. I did not hit my head, but the jolt from the fall just gave me headaches, so I'm not feeling my best today, so just bear with me here in the video. Anyway, we have an enhanced risk for severe weather today that encompasses a small part of southeast Louisiana, parts of Mississippi, and parts of Alabama. We have a slight risk today that encompasses parts of southeast Louisiana, central and southern Mississippi, much of Alabama, the western part of the Florida Panhandle, and west central Georgia. There is a marginal today that covers southeastern Texas, much of Louisiana, central Mississippi, northern and far southeastern Alabama, the central part of the Florida Panhandle, and parts of Georgia. Going to the tornado threat for today, we have a 10% chance of an isolated tornado today. Well, I shouldn't say isolated because there's a threat. The threat can be more than isolated. But anyway, 10% chance of tornadoes today that encompasses a small part of southeast Louisiana, south central Mississippi, and south central and southwestern Alabama. Now, the black dashed area, if you look at the black dashed area within the 10% tornado risk area, the black dashed area where we have a chance of seeing tornadoes of EF2 rating or higher today. So, be aware of that. And there's a 5% chance of an isolated tornado today. An isolated tornado today that encompasses central and southeastern Louisiana, central and southern Mississippi, much of Alabama, the western part of the Florida Panhandle, and west central Georgia. And finally, there's a 2% chance of an isolated tornado today that encompasses southeastern Texas, much of Louisiana, central Mississippi, northern and far southeastern Alabama, the central part of the Florida Panhandle, and parts of Georgia. And going to the wind for today, we have a 30% chance of damaging wind gusts of 58 miles per hour higher today that encompasses a small part of southeastern Louisiana, south central Mississippi, and southwestern Alabama. There's a 15% chance of damaging wind gusts of 58 miles per hour higher today that encompasses central and east central Louisiana, central and south central Mississippi, much of Alabama, the western part of Florida Panhandle, the western part of the Florida Panhandle, and west central Georgia, and a 5% chance of damaging wind gusts of 58 miles per hour higher today that encompasses southeastern Texas, much of Louisiana, central Mississippi, northern and far southeastern Georgia, central part of the Florida Panhandle, and parts of Georgia. And finally, there's a 5% chance of hail of 1 inch in diameter or larger today that encompasses a small part of southeastern Louisiana, south central Mississippi, and southwestern Alabama. So, going to the summary for today, severe storms will be possible this afternoon through late tonight from the lower Mississippi Valley into and western Georgia. That's a little weirdly worded. Into and western Georgia. That's a little weird. It really should be. Into western Georgia or western Georgia. Well, either of those two, but the wording here was a little bit weird, so whatever. Primary severe hazards include the risk for a few tornadoes and scattered damaging gusts. So, that's the day 1 outlook. Go to the day 2 outlook now. We have a marginal risk for severe weather tomorrow that encompasses southeastern Alabama, southwestern Georgia, and the Florida Panhandle for tomorrow. Going to the tornado threat for tomorrow, there is a 2% chance of an isolated tornado tomorrow that encompasses southeastern Alabama, southwestern Georgia, and the Florida Panhandle. Going to the wind for tomorrow, 5% chance of damaging wind gusts of 58 miles per hour higher tomorrow. That encompasses southeastern Alabama, southwestern Georgia, and the Florida Panhandle. And the hail threat for tomorrow, there is no hail threat tomorrow, so that's good news. But the main threat for tomorrow is damaging winds and isolated tornadoes. Going to the summary for tomorrow, isolated marginally severe storms are possible early Thursday morning in parts of the Florida Panhandle, southeast Alabama, and southwest Georgia. Damaging gusts and brief tornado or two are the primary threats. So, that's all I got for today, so stay safe in the affected areas for today and tomorrow, especially in the enhanced risk area today, because that's the area that you're going to hit hard today. So, anyway, unless there's an upgrade later today, that's all I got for today. So, my next update will be tomorrow, assuming the marginal is still there tomorrow. And if there's any upgrades later today, then I'll have another video later. So, but anyway, stay safe today and tomorrow, and I will see you when I see you. Take care.